Lock your habits to your vision. Many new age people, they are telling just visualize and your dreams will come true. And it's actually just the first part of attuning yourself to a new timeline, to a new reality. It's actually your vision that allows you to, change frequency, change the vibration, and therefore you attract different things. But it's not the thing that keeps you in that frequency. Okay. The thing that keeps you in that frequency, that keeps you in that image are your habits. So first you visualize and then you change your habits. And that way you can live your life while keeping that vision in your mind. Only when your habits that are moving you towards that vision are automatic. So when you've at least done it a month or 2 months or 3 months, it goes automatic. You wake up, you follow in your daily routine, and you start taking action toward that goal. That vision becomes clear. And what I see with a lot of, these new age people, I'm one of them, but, we are all on this journey of self-discovery and attuning our concepts about how this stuff works. Um, when I was younger, I would just visualize, 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 not change anything in my daily routines and just hope for the best. And I can tell you, weird stuff will happen if you really visualize hard, and things you cannot explain, and opportunities will open up. Yes, it works, but it's so easy to just, be knocked off that frequency again when, life happens, when you are pressured in, mixing with people on a different frequency, because your outer reality is not reflecting the reality you want to move to. And only when you protect your energy, protect your bubble, protect your daily routines, and that means not mixing with people on a different frequency. That means not going to a job that not leads you to that long-term goal. That means not focusing on those things that are not moving you towards that goal. Once you lock into the daily routines towards that bigger vision, you don't have to pressure yourself in visualizing. No, you are locked into that vision. It will just pop up automatically. And you need to create a daily routine that moves you towards that goal. And yes, it starts with visualizing. What do I want? How do I want to live my life? What are the results I want to create? What are my values? And how do I structure my life in such a way that I can move towards that goal on automatic pilot. Okay, and this is the biggest part people don't understand. Moving yourself from that visualization state, creating awareness, and then locking in your your subconscious mind in the daily routines that are moving you towards that. This is like the missing key, that 90% of the people in the spiritual stuff are lacking. And what I see with high achieving entrepreneurs, they, yes, they have a vision, but they are very strong in, controlling their routines. But most of the time, it's because they just mixed with other entrepreneurs, and they copied what worked for them, and then they lock in those habits, and then they just move forward in a niche that's not per definition their soul mission. That's not per definition their core values. That's not per definition um, the reality that's, their highest potential. They're just very good at copying and implementing and taking action. And that's because many of these entrepreneurs are um, driven by external validation. And you need to find a balance, because on the one end we have these high achieving people that ignoring their own values, that are ignoring their true potential, their soul mission, and they are getting big results, but they are sacrificing um, their life to achieve it. And then we have these spiritual people on the other side that are um, just visualizing, not creating any results, and just yeah, being in the higher energy realm. And then we have NPCs, of course, that are just, like sheep, and they are just programmed by the environment, and they work 40 hours a week, and they are not, and they just want to tune out in the weekend. And you have different kinds of people, but you have to start to find a balance between this entrepreneurial mindset of, achieving your dreams, of, yeah, locking in these routines, and then you have to adapt this spiritual, higher self way of thinking by getting back into your core values, your unique vision. So a vision that's not per definition based on what the external world forces upon you, but how you want to live your life based on your values, your soul frequency. Okay. And when you combine this entrepreneurial mindset of locking in routines, taking action, taking the golden nuggets from other people and implementing it in your own unique situation, but not in a niche or a thing that is, forced upon you, but a niche, a way of living that comes from your higher self, your core values, your spiritual self. You have to combine these two. Okay. For me, I've been on both sides. Okay. I've been in sales many years of my life. That's what I started out knocking doors, and I'm good in locking in certain routines and improving myself and learning from other entrepreneurs and just taking actions on automatic pilot. But at the same time, I had also periods in my life where I just went to nature for years and just, find myself, do all the spiritual stuff, and not having any results, but just finding my deeper core. And now I'm getting in a period of myself where I'm combining the two. And I can tell you, I feel so happy because I've created a situation for myself where I am in a country I like, in an environment I like, but at the same time, I've built it a structure around me that gives me a certain foundation that I don't have to worry about my next sleeping place, that I don't have to worry about, the steps I have to take because I've created awareness about it. So now comes a period of me where my human body, my ego is capable of merging with my higher self, my soul. And that's where the true happiness is, at least for a man, where you are capable of moving in the direction that comes from within. Okay. And once you lock in these habits for some time, you take the daily actions, and very important, you're not doing it for external validation. You're just doing it because you want to do it, because it's part of your vision. That's the moment where true happiness is. Me making these videos, this is part of my mission. And I don't really care about the external validation because it's really short-term thinking. Okay. Because how people respond to my videos is very different than how people respond to my videos when I'm doing it for a year straight every day. Okay. Um, because the things I'm saying, you can only understand them if you're capable of perceiving life with more depth. So NPC people are not capable of understanding anything I'm saying, and when I'm talking to NPC people, I have to dumb down the language I'm using. But these videos are for people who are capable of understanding the things I'm saying, um, and I accept that, a lot of people who watch my videos are unable to understand it, but it's not for them. If you understand it, it's for you. And make it your mission to find out, okay, what are my core values? What is the best version of myself? How is he living his life? How does that routine, that life look like? And see it from a fifth dimensional state, from a soul perspective state. Okay. And then look and then program this human vessel, which is just, something from this world that needs to be programmed in the right direction. Program it with the right habits, so you are moving in that direction on the automatic pilot while living the life you want to live. Okay. If you're doing this while not living the life you want to live, you will feel unhappy in the process, and that's not worth it for me. I would have been capable of having way more money than I have right now if I would sacrifice my happiness and my lifestyle for it. But I've been traveling the last 6 7 years while also working, but minimum a few hours a week. And I'm still alive. I'm still living the life I want to live, and I'm very happy right now. I'm very, very happy. So yeah, lock in your habits with your routines, and just move in the direction you want to move to, and become the best version of yourself. If you need any help with that, click on the link below. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.